Well, good morning and welcome to today's edition of the Wellness Homesteader. So I've been doing some chores this morning. It's actually Thursday here. You probably won't see it until the following Monday. And I thought, it's been such cold, rainy, damp weather. I would really like to have some cornbread. So my mother had gifted me and you'll notice it's very oily, and I'll explain that to you in just a minute. She had gifted me this cornbread slice maker, I guess, and I hadn't used it. So I thought, oh, this would be perfect. Well, when I actually got out the cast iron, it was looking very dry, very gray. So if you try to cook on cast iron that isn't well seasoned, you will end up with food that sticks. So I thought, this would be a great time just to bring you along, talk about how to season and care for your cast iron. So there's probably 100 different ways that folks do it. I find that if I keep up on seasoning, that I don't need to do this process that I'm about to do very often. When I do like to do it is if I notice that the pan, and let me switch these around, is looking gray. So can you see, and it looks like there's maybe a little fruit on that one too, but can you see it's just not black and shiny like the bottom of this is. So I made eggs this morning and they wholly stuck to the pan. So I decided, you know what, this would be a great day. It's chilly outside to utilize my oven. So let me try tipping you down here. So I have put in my oven 2 cookie sheets covered with foil. And the reason that I like to do that is the oven's going to get very hot. The oil's going to melt. And once it melts, I don't want it dripping on the heating element and all over my oven so that I have to clean it. So let's talk a little bit about what I use. I like using grapeseed oil as a conditioning agent for my cast iron. Swing you back down here. So it's so simple. All I do, and oh, y'all have to excuse me today. So I'm having a bit of a lupus flare. So if you see my bags under my eyes, I always end up with facial swelling and hand soreness. So please excuse that and just pretend it's not there. Okay, so I've put a little grapeseed oil in, and I'm going to rub it all over, inside and out. And I was pretty generous with this, but I'm even going to do the handle. Then I'm going to take a dryer towel, and I'm just going to get that excess off. So now you can already see it's starting to look much more conditioned, but we want to heat that oil. So the simple thing that you do, is you just put your cast iron in the oven. I turn my skillets upside down. You bake it for 1 hour at 350. Turn your oven off. Don't open the door. Leave it sit until they're completely cool. And for me, I've had no problems with keeping my cast iron conditioned. This one's a little further gone. It's a very old pan. So I'm hoping and praying that it will come out just with 1 bake, but sometimes it takes 2. This skillet was actually my grandmother's, who was born in 1898. So it has seen lots of meals and lots of good use. So just a couple other points, because it's going to be a short video today. How about that? There's a few things that you should always know about your cast iron. And as I have cooked for people who have never used cast iron, they've been kind of like, ugh, you mean you don't use soap on your pan? And that's probably the number one thing. Soap is just going to degrade. That's just my oven telling me it's ready. It's going to degrade that seasoning that you put on it, that oil. And if you use soap each and every time, you are going to have a problem. So there are a couple things that I like to use. This is just a little scrubby pad. And then Grove, if you ever order from Grove, they have an actual cast iron scrubbing thing that works pretty well, I have to say. I don't know how long it'll last. It's fairly new to me. So you want to just use hot water and lots of elbow grease. Once you've finished washing your pan, dry it. Then you want to put it back on a burner. Turn that burner on just for a few minutes and let the remainder of the water evaporate. So this will preserve your seasoning, and it will also keep your cast iron from rusting. And if you do get a spot of rust, ordinary table salt and lots of elbow grease, you can generally get that rust off. So that's number one, no soap. Number two, I mean, I think this is kind of obvious. Don't put it in the dishwasher. The bleach and the strong detergents that are in most dishwasher detergents are going to wreak havoc on your seasoning and on your skillet. Don't use cast iron for highly acidic foods. So if you're making a tomato sauce, that can also degrade it. So that's when I switch over and use my enamel coated to protect my cast iron. So I hope you found these tips helpful. I'm gonna load up my oven, let it run for an hour, which will help warm up the house today. And then I'll bring you back at the end to show you what the skillets look like in a few hours. So stay tuned. Well, hey guys, welcome back. It's several hours later, and my pans, as you can see, don't have a completely even coat of oil on it. It looks like it's settled some on some places, but overall great improvement on seasoning. My divided skillet, way better. So I'm gonna give these a try using them. If they still have stickage problems, we'll do the same thing. Another coat, another little sauna in the oven for an hour, and we'll see how they come out. So thank you for watching, and drop me a comment below. How do you season your cast iron? Do you use grapeseed oil? Do you use lard? Or do you have your own super top secret ingredient? Thanks for watching. Be healthy, be well, be blessed, and have a wonderful day.